come in, sit down, and shut the door. This is a great day to be Tasha K. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Tasha K is literally doing the jig somewhere. She has just settled her case against Cardi B for $1.2 million. Not that $4 million, baby. Tasha K been on YouTube for about 10 years. I don't think that $1.2 million is a problem. Meanwhile, Cardi B spent millions in lawyers' fees. On top of that, Kevin Hart quietly, the extortion case against Tasha K got dropped, and he quietly settled with his old assistant unconditionally. What's more, Tasha looks like didn't have to pay him a dime. Let's get into this. And also, let's talk about Kevin Hart. How many times is that man who is 3 apples high, no shade, right? He is a short king. How many times is Kevin Hart going to cry extortion wolf? He's already being sued by his ex-best friend for screwing him over and making up what his friend says, and what the government agrees were lies about him, all to cover up a whole plot for a tape. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just search Kevin Hart in my search bar. You'll hear all about it, okay? But also, his ex-assistant came out and said some mess about him on Tasha K's live. And he sued Tasha K and the ex-assistant, and then sued Tasha K for extortion. The extortion claim got laughed out of court, okay? And get this. Kevin Hart works out a settlement with ex-assistant after she accuses him of trying to muzzle her. Let me just read you this real quick, and then we'll get into the Tasha K, Cardi B stuff, because that's the stuff that's most surprising. And I have to say this, for the bankruptcy judge to go down to $1.2 million, Cardi B actually might have showed Tasha K some grace. I don't know what happened in there, which goes to show that once Offset is out of Cardi's life, she's thinking more logically. I feel like with Offset, he was always gaslighting her, always making her feel like she had to prove herself and fight everybody, and she needed to win. She needed to be right. She needed to force Tasha to submit. On top of that, Tasha really did try to ruin that girl's life, so it's not like Tasha made it easy for Cardi to ignore her. And I feel now, whatever's going on with that relationship with Stephen Diggs, who cares? Cardi seems like she is more focused on herself, and she's getting back to herself. And she's getting back to that person that bought Bodak Yellow. I don't know. Cardi's been teasing at this for a while. Maybe her fans, and I am one of them, is going to get new music. Maybe at the very least, it looks like Cardi is in her bag. She's starting companies, sponsorships, endorsements, and on top of that, you know she is the fashion girly. So interestingly enough, that when Offset is out and now she can focus her anger on who she always should have been looking at, that man mentally torturing her. Why is it, ladies or gentlemen, chime in here, when someone is literally mentally torturing you, why do people always take it out on the person that is bothering you, but they always ignore the demon bringing those problems to your door? Well, it looks like Cardi is finally focusing on the demon bringing this mess to her door, which is Offset. But get into this, right? Actually, let's start with the Cardi stuff since we just finished talking about it. All right. Tasha K was crying tears of joy, sliding down the walls of her lawyer's office in happiness. She said, "Winos, after 2 gruesomely long years, we did it, Joe." They said, "Stay tuned for my exclusive interview with my amazing bankruptcy lawyer, Chad Von Horn, with Jan Horn Law Group. And Winos, let me not forget to thank you all for your prayers and for remaining with me through the ups and downs for almost 10 years. We built these companies with our bare hands. It's been a long and tough 7 years, but my God, my husband, my lawyer, the Winos, everything was worth fighting for. I love y'all with everything in me." Listen, this was a victory lap. This was 100% a victory lap. And you see Tasha K literally sliding down the walls of her law office with happiness. And this is after the Kevin Hart case just got thrown out, well, settled, whatever, a few days ago. Let me just say this. And some of y'all gonna be mad. You see the way things work when you got a real lawyer? You see the way things work when it's not Olga? You see God's glory when you get a real lawyer and not whatever Olga was. I said it once and I will say it again. And I know Tasha K, I hope she realizes it when she goes to sleep. I think she realized that's why she got new lawyers. The reason she lost so bad to Cardi was two reasons. One, a friend taped her saying, yeah, I did it and I can do it again. So, okay, fine. Admittedly, you admitted to the crime on tape and you fulfilled all the notions. But even outside of that, had you had a competent lawyer, I'm 100% sure she wouldn't have been awarded $4 million. All those legal fees, all this time, all this people seeing her, all because you had a shit lawyer who didn't know what she was doing, let you run amok. And because of that, yeah, you only got to pay $1.2 million, but you also got to pay all those lawyer fees. I hope Olga was charging you $100 and maybe a church's chicken 2-piece or a family meal. I hope she ain't paid Olga that much money. However, when we get into what's going on with Kevin Hart, they said Kevin Hart hashed out a settlement with his ex-assistant Misha Shakes and blogger Tasha K and will be dropping his lawsuit against the duo. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, he informed the court they hashed out an unconditional deal with Misha and Tasha. Now, some people say that they had to pay Kevin money. I don't believe that. An unconditional deal means that there was absolutely no conditions on the settlement. There was no conditions at all. This lets me know that they actually might have got a couple of dollars from Kevin. I'm just saying. They said his lawyer noted that the parties are working on the language of their settlement agreements. So he withdrew the case with no conditions. Tasha can keep talking about him. Misha, well, I don't know what's going on for NDA, but Tasha can keep talking about him. Basically, you bought this whole lawsuit up and piled on only to have nothing to show for it. Now, Kevin is a multimillionaire. He got a few dollars. I guess he can do that, but I think what he was doing by going after his ex-assistant and Tasha K was to tell everybody, you better not tell anybody about my business because it's going to be very, very, very costly. Anyway, yeah, it's unconditionally. This all started in December 2023 after Misha sat down for an interview with Tasha K. He fought claims of civil extortion and invasion of privacy against both of them and additional claims of breach of contract and defamation against Misha. He claimed the interview was released on Tasha's social media platforms, and he received a call from an associate of Tasha proposing Kevin pay $250,000 to make the interview go away and never be posted. The actor said he called the police immediately to report the alleged extortion. This wouldn't be the first time he did this. He loves calling the police to report extortion. He also had his legal team fire off a cease and desist warning for Tasha not to publish the interview. He claimed Misha filed a non-disclosure agreement. Anyway, at the end of the day, he tried to say that Misha and Tasha destroyed his reputation, even though he wrote a book saying that. Read the book. He was running amok. He was going crazy. Anyway, listen, Misha argued that the non-disclosure agreement she signed was not valid because Kevin never provided her with health insurance as promised in the deal. They said Kevin failed to abide by the obligations under the document. Therefore, Kevin cannot pursue her for an alleged breach of contract. With regard to the alleged invasion of privacy and defamation claims, Kevin and his company also cannot show a reasonable probability of success on the merits. In sum, Kevin and his company's attempt to muzzle Misha is consistent with the alarming trend by celebrities who engage in bad behavior and then attempt to crush anyone who speaks out. Anyway, Misha is saying, her lawyer said Kevin does not contest Misha believed the statements she made in the interview were based on facts that were true and accurate at the time of the interview and were legally valid points. Misha argued that all claims against her should be dismissed. Y'all, you think he paid their lawyer fees? To me, it's sounding like he paid the lawyer fees. Anyway, listen, let me know what you think in the comments. Tasha K is celebrating. Cardi B has finally let go. And don't get me wrong, Tasha tried to bury Cardi B. I understand why she was so mad. But at a certain point, it looks like a lot of Cardi B shit is directly linked to Offset. And now that Offset is out of her life, look at this. She ain't cursing out fans anymore on Twitter. Is she? I don't think she is. She's not cursing out fans anymore. She's in the studio. She's working. She seems happy. At the very least, she seems more at peace than she did with Offset, because that man was literally driving her crazy. So shout out to Cardi for any way you got to do it, moving past a narcissistic, abusive relationship, in my mind, with a man that had your heart, and actually getting to the bag and reminding everybody who you are. Listen, it looks like everybody grew since that lawsuit, since Cardi won that lawsuit. Look at God's glory. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.